everybody. So I hope that you are all doing well. I just wanted to let you know this episode of the podcast was recorded before we had this quarantine, before this all kind of started. And so if we make reference to anything about going out or going to the movies or anything like that, that is the reason why. So I didn't want that to be confusing, but hope that you still enjoy it and that you are safe and that we're all getting through this hopefully together, and hopefully this will bring you some joy to these tough times. Thanks so much. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Hallmarkies podcast. I'm really excited to bring you another interview with one of our great Hallmark talents we have. And I am film critic Rachel Wagner. And today I'm delighted to talk with actor Donald Heng. And thank you so much for coming on the podcast, Donald.
Not at all, Rachel. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so what I'd like to do with our guests is give you a chance to introduce yourself and tell us what inspired you to get into acting.
Okay, a little bit about myself. I'm born and raised in Vancouver, Canada. I gotta be honest here. I don't know if I got into acting for the right reasons. I kind of just did it in high school and I enjoyed the glamour of it. But when I started pursuing it, and then I came to realize that it's really not as easy as it was, and that was when I really took the joy, where I found the joy of really just acting. It was fulfilling to me because it was kind of like taking lemons and making lemonade. Mm-hmm. You can draw from bad experiences in your life and just be creative with it and kind of turn into something good. And that's really what made me fall in love with it in the end.
Cool. What shows did you do in, or what experience did you have in high school?
Usually like one-act plays and a couple of musicals as well. Yeah.
Uh-huh. I was curious what musicals people do.
The one that I did was Thoroughly Modern Millie. I don't know if you know that.
Nice. That's a fun one. I did musical theater in high school, but we did The Wiz and Bye Bye Birdie are big ones. So it's pretty exciting. Yeah.
Sorry, where are you from? You're what is it? What city is this?
So right now I live in near Salt Lake, but in high school I was actually in Maryland. It was in Frederick County in Maryland, about an hour from DC, hour from Baltimore. So yeah, we did. Cool. Yeah, we. Probably my favorite was probably Bye Bye Birdie, because I got to play an old person and a young person. I was in both choruses, different scenes, which was fun.
While you were like 16 years old.
Right. Yeah. 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 There's a whole song in there. The kids, what's the matter with kids today? And so that was fun. To play, and that's just that's a great show for high school because it has so many chorus numbers. So I always feel like with high school they should try to pick shows that the biggest number of people can participate, and mm-hmm. that's what's great about Bye Bye Birdie is that it has a lot of chorus scenes. A lot of people, everybody can join mm-hmm. in, whereas mm-hmm. like my sister at her school, they did Into the Woods, which is a great show, of course, but it doesn't have that many parts, and there's almost no chorus scenes with like big crowds.
What did you think of the movie? Did you ever see the one?
I did. It was okay. The movie.
It was okay. Yours is better. Your musical is better.
Oh yeah, my sister's was much better. But yeah, the movie of Into the Woods, I mean, I have to say, I don't love the last act of Into the Woods, last section. I don't know. I just feel like it tonally changes so much, and I don't love it. But I do like I like the show overall. But mm-hmm. I sort of had that same problem with the movie. I was like, yeah. I feel like if I could stop at Cinderella's wedding, I think the whole movie is way better.
I didn't actually make it the whole way through the movie, to be honest. So.
Oh yeah, you weren't a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's tough. Sondheim is really, really hard to adapt, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, they try to adapt so many different things these days.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you go and see Cats?
Man, no. I mean, initially I did wanted to. I'm a huge
Uh-huh.
Taylor Swift fan. I'm such a nerd and
Yeah.
such a, I don't know, I get made fun of all the time, but I love Taylor Swift. And so when I heard that she was in the movie, I kind of wanted to see it.
Uh-huh.
But after seeing all the bad reviews, I just skipped it.
Yeah,
It's
I feel like
weird
it's
how,
worth watching because it is very weird and different.
uh,
But yeah, it probably was not the best project to take on. I don't think.
yeah,
Probably not. But if you love Taylor Swift, you've seen her documentary.
I have. I watched it the
Yeah.
first day it came out by
Oh,
myself.
yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it at Sundance, so
Oh, nice.
yeah.
What did you think?
I thought it was fine.
Just fine. Yeah.
Like perfectly serviceable
Hmm.
movie. I mean I gave it fresh in on Rotten Tomatoes. I liked it. I thought that was a little bit of a reach, but it's still
Yeah.
definitely, if you like her music and you like her, then you should definitely watch it for sure.
Yeah. But do you like her? I get the feeling you don't really like her.
No, I do like her. She's not like my favorite, but I like her.
Yeah.
Just fine.
Hmm.
I think she's perfectly fine. But yeah, so anyway, that was interesting to watch at Sundance. I was a little bit irritated because they took up 2 spots of my pass on that movie. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, and it was already playing on Netflix, and I'm like,
Hmm.
I could watch it at home, and I paid for this pass. Why do
Yeah.
you take up 2 spots?
Jeez.
But and it was a good movie if you like those kind of music documentaries. I think.
What was the favorite thing you saw at Sundance?
My favorite thing that I saw is a little comedy called Save Yourselves, and it is rated R, so it's not Hallmark Hallmark appropriate, but
Yeah. Okay.
it was so funny to me. It's about this hipster couple in New York City who who decide they're going to go to like upstate New York to this cabin of their friends. They're going to like cut off from social media. They're going to not use their phones. And during that weekend, there's a alien invasion.
Oh.
And it was just, I thought it was hilarious.
Oh.
I really enjoyed it.
Oh, great. Never heard of it. I'll look it up.
Yeah, you should definitely, because it was a really cute romance. They had such good chemistry, the couple, and it was also really funny to me. So, yeah, keep an eye out for
Cool.
it.
I'll have to check it out.
There's also good that also rated R, but I think a lot of Hallmarkies will like it. Is Palm Springs with Andy Samberg and Kristen Milioti. It's like a time loop movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, or like a Groundhog Day where they get stuck at this wedding, and it was very clever and cute and funny. So that's a good one too.
Did you ever see the Happy Death Day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You did. What did you think about that?
I enjoyed it, and I liked the sequel too.
I didn't see the sequel. I only saw the first one.
I felt like it was a little underrated last year. I enjoyed it. It's not perfect, but I thought it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so anyway, I did notice, according to your IMDb, that you majored in political science.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I also majored in political science.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh,
that's another thing we have in common.
Cool. I mean, was there a specific area of study you did?
I really liked the political philosophy courses. We didn't have an official like focus as part of the major, but that was what I was definitely drawn to, and that's why I did my senior capstone paper on.
Were you a good student? Like, did you you get to sign a term paper in the beginning. Do you work diligently throughout? Because I was just the person who just slacked off the entire time and spent the last 3 days of term writing.
So you were the ones that drove me crazy, because I worked. I'm not saying this is like boasting, but I felt like I always had to work twice as hard as all my friends for like not as good of grades.
Yeah.
Because I have, like, I know the concepts, but I had a hard time sometimes, like, convincing or processing that onto the tests. That was what I strived. I wasn't a great test taker, and if I could write an essay, I always did better because I'm a good
Yeah.
writer, and I felt like then I could sort of explain myself
Mm-hmm.
better than on a test. So that was my struggle in school, but I did fine. I had decent grades, but I wasn't. You know, it was a struggle. I had to work extra hard, but I don't know. I just loved I was also the kind of student that I would find a teacher that I liked, and I would just take everything that they had, everything I
Mm-hmm.
could. And so I was kind of a groupie in that way.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took some really random, weird classes, but sometimes those were just the best
Yeah.
because they're like the class that the teacher is the most passionate about, and so you knew it was going to be really good.
Mm-hmm. I'm
Um,
kind of same with you there. I wasn't a great test taker, but I knew how to write an essay.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I loved college. Nobody loved college more than me. I just, even though it was a challenge sometimes, I don't know. It was such a happy time in my life.
See, I find it funny because I actually didn't enjoy school, but then now that
Mm-hmm.
I get older, I kind of feel like I want to go back and take classes and stuff, and I just feel like I'd be so much better at it because I kind
Yeah,
of had like you learn a new appreciation for learning new things when you get older.
yeah,
But
for
when you're
sure.
a kid, it's just something you have to go to, so you just go. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I in the you know what? Truthfully, I majored in political science and I have enough credits to graduate, but I've never graduated because I'm like 2 credits away from having a double major in history and poli sci.
Oh,
So I've just put that off ever since I started acting. But I do need to go back to school to do that 2 credits and then get a double major
yeah,
eventually.
you gotta, might as
Yeah.
well. You know, my dad had a similar thing happen where he had gone to law school and he almost finished. He had like a couple credits, and so he finally, but he ended up he had kids and things got in the way, and he didn't finish. So now he's finally finished a couple of years ago, and even though he's not going to become a lawyer, just
Mhm.
nice to finish. Why not?
I know. Yeah, I know.
But that's I don't know. It was just such a, when I think back of college, it was just such a formative time, and I miss the thing that was so, I think, so great about college is you really get the sense of finishing things. Like in regular adult life, I don't care if you have what seems like the most exciting job in the world, you're it doesn't matter. You're in a constant loop of doing the same activities over and over and over and over again. That's adult life. And when you're in college, you're constantly taking new classes, you're finishing things, you're completing things, you're having new experiences every day.
Hmm.
And that is what I miss most, for sure.
Hmm.
You're meeting new people in every class that you go to, and that's the best.
Yeah, yeah. it's just as a whole, it's almost just getting older too, though. When you get older,
Yeah.
just you've experienced a lot of things, and not many things are new
Yep.
experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
Exactly. So yeah, if somebody said could get the chance to go back to any time of my life, I would definitely go back to college for sure.
College, see, mine would be high school.
Would be high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I had okay high school. I didn't have a terrible high school, but I don't know, you're just so much more free in college.
Well, yeah, you're at least an adult and you can make your
Yeah.
own decisions. You're not living at home with
Yeah.
the parents, and you got to come home at a certain time and whatnot.
Yeah. So, what is it that you especially like about acting? What's your favorite part?
Man, I like the sad stuff, and I like
Mm,
the I don't like doing comedy. It's weird because a lot of people think I'm really funny in real life, and I'm a huge prankster,
mm-hmm,
and stuff like that. But I don't have a love for comedic acting. I really like the
mm,
drama, and I don't know, experiencing, I guess, situations that people are almost ashamed to do in real life. You know, like when you cry, you're always embarrassed and stuff like that. But I think when you're in those scenes, when you're acting, it's really just it's almost cathartic, I guess, and you get to live your experiences. Again, like I said, you get to live bad experiences through it, but then make it art instead. Mm-hmm. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have favorite dramatic films that really inspire you?
Yeah, I mean, I have so many handfuls of different performances I could think of in the future and in the past, rather. Tom Hanks is a huge inspiration of mine, and he's probably my favorite actor. And then, I mean, like this year was great. I don't know if you've seen a lot of the award. You probably did. I mean, you're a movie critic, so you probably watch everything.
Yeah, I think it was a good year. I really do. And I mean, I wasn't that crazy about the Joker, but
really,
okay. But I respect it, but it's just not my thing. Yeah. But none of the Best Picture nominees I really disliked. They were all pretty good, I think. I think it was a pretty good group.
See, I love Joker. I love Joker, and that and Marriage Story were two of my favorites this year. I mean, the performances by those actors, you know, Adam Driver and Joaquin, I just think are amazing. Sorry, you hear that bumping? That's my dog just whacking his toy all over the place.
That's okay. That's all right. The thing about Joker that I didn't love is the fact that I felt like it was too. I wished it had been a little more nuanced, because they set it up as this kind of cautionary tale of how this person becomes this psychopath. And the thing is I didn't feel like they ever really presented him with other options of how he could live. Like, it was so stark. I mean, even like children are beating him up. Like, I think it would have been more interesting if he had been really presented with, this is the other life that you can live. And he rejected it and turned to because that would have made it a more interesting story. And like, that's what I think is interesting about say a story like The Godfather, because Michael says that he's not going to be his family, but you know that he is, but he's fighting it the whole time. But when you present it as this like inevitable thing, like there's really no other, like everybody is so horrible to him that there's really no other. It would be almost nonsensical to not go down the path that he goes.
That's a very, very interesting analysis. Yeah.
So that's what I felt, but I get it. You know, I get why people. I'm not offended by it. I don't hate it. It just was my least favorite of the group.
It's funny how you just mentioned The Godfather, because I just rewatched it yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, literally yesterday.
Nice. Yeah. It's a good movie, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, my favorite was I loved Parasite. I thought it was so good.
Yeah.
So that was my favorite, and I was so excited that it won, because it just so rarely does the best movie of the year actually win. This is great. And then I loved Ford v Ferrari too. That's my two.
Oh yeah, that was a great movie too.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Cammie and Ann. With Mother's Day coming very, very quickly and just fast approaching around the corner, what do you get your mother for Mother's Day? I know that it is always a struggle with me. My mom says, hey, I want this for Mother's Day. That kind of ruins the point. So, and we live with my mother currently. And so it's always really hard to try to get her just the perfect gift. What about you, Ann?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's your mom. It's a big and important day. And so it can be a struggle to kind of find the right thing for a mom. Definitely.
Right. So are you looking for the perfect gift for your mom or even another loved one? Well, we've got what you need. Skylight. Nowadays, staying in touch with those we love is so much easier than it used to be.
Yes.
And it's also more important than ever. And the easiest way to do it is with Skylight, a photo frame you can email photos to. How easy is that?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Don't have to have the right software or any of that. Just
Yeah.
email the photos anytime from anywhere. It's a great way to feel close. So, and I live with my mom, like I said, but where's your mom?
I live in Nashville, but my parents are in Atlanta, Georgia. So they're not with me. So it would be really easy for me to just email some photos, to the Skylight Frame. I sent it to my mom, and then she could see, what we have going on and be surprised when it comes on the screen there.
Yeah. And the other thing is multiple people, because it's an email address, multiple people can send to this. You don't have to invite people to a group, which is always so annoying.
Uh-huh.
And it sets up effortlessly, listen to this, in under 60 seconds.
Wow.
And then sending it is effortless. Like we said, everyone in your family can just email photos to Mom's Skylight and they'll pop up in her home in seconds. You can preload it with your favorite photos too. And then you can also have the emails. So now, as a special holiday offer, so if you are looking for just that right gift for mom, you can get $10 off your purchase of a Skylight Frame when you go to skylightframe.com/Hallmark and enter code Hallmark. That's right, $10 off your purchase of a Skylight Frame, which is not a small amount of money. Just go to skylightframe.com/Hallmark and enter code Hallmark. SKYLIGHTFRAME.com/Hallmark. So give a mom a gift she'll enjoy, and enjoy yourself.
So
Yeah,
it was a pretty good year.
Did you see Uncut Gems?
I didn't see it. I
No.
missed that one.
I watched that last week, and it's the most anxiety-inducing movie I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that's what I heard from all of my friends, and I'm like, maybe I'll take a pass on that.
It's a good movie. It's a good
Yeah,
movie,
you
but
liked
it's. I was so anxious the entire movie. It was uncomfortable to be in that headspace for an entire movie. Yeah.
But my favorites, I loved Parasite. I loved Ford v Ferrari and Little Women, and then Jojo Rabbit. That would have been my top 4 of the nominees, Best Picture. But yeah, it was a pretty good year. I'm a huge animation fan. So my favorite movie of last year was the movie Claws on Netflix.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought it was so good. I loved it. I mean, I love Christmas movies. Of course. I host a Hallmark podcast. I love Christmas movies. But I just loved the animation and I loved the story. And I thought it was sweet and funny and definitely something that I will watch every year for sure.
Yeah, that's on my list. I haven't seen it yet.
Did you see Toy Story 4?
I have not either. I was waiting for my girlfriend to watch it with me, and then I went out of town and she went ahead and watched it with her friend. So
oh, rude.
Yeah. I know, very rude. Sorry, fiance rather, not girlfriend. She's gonna get mad at me if she hears that. My fiance. Yeah.
Yeah. You got a story about that? We'll have a good proposal on the podcast.
Oh man. I do. I have a really, really good story.
Uh-huh.
Wow, I don't know how in detail you want me to get into this,
go
but
for it.
Long story short, we dated briefly like 5 years ago for 3 months and broke it off because we do have kind of an age difference. She's like a bit more than 5 years older than I am.
Uh-huh.
And so she broke it off with me on August 31st, 2014.
Yeah.
And I made it a point to propose on that day 5 years later.
Oh, that's so
and I
cute.
took her to the same place where she broke up with me and did it and stuff.
Aww.
So yeah, I have like I said, I like to turn my lemons into lemonade, right?
That's really cute.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
That's exciting. So do you remember your first role that you ever got? Were you just freaking out? So excited?
Yeah. And I every single time I'm like close to getting a role, I always think about that first moment. I remember getting out of the shower and it just like, cause you check your phone as like a novice actor, you're checking your phone every single moment after an audition. Like you just feel like it must be yours and stuff. And it's such an unhealthy way of doing it. But I had finally given up on a role like after 3 weeks or something. And I got out of the shower and I had missed call from my agent. And when I called her back, she told me I got this role on a Disney TV movie called Girl versus Monster. It was like a Halloween special. And I screamed. I ran. Yeah, you saw it?
I did. Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
I'm
Do
a
you
huge
remember me? I had the guitar player in the background. No, you probably remember me.
I'm a huge Disney fan, so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just remember screaming and running to my brother's room, running to my mom's room, just like, I got this part. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely a moment I will remember for the rest of my life.
That's great. I love that. Yeah. So you were on Van Helsing. Was that a fun set though to be part of?
It was. I mean, it felt really zombie-ish, and we had this like they shot in this abandoned Canada Post building, so it's just this big warehouse, and so most of the set was built around inside there. A funny story I have about being on the show was there's like 3 different productions shooting in this building the day I was working, and I had gone into the elevator and hit like the 3rd floor or something, and then we went up and it stopped at the 2nd floor. The doors opened and I see these crew members with jackets on the back of them that said Supernatural, and I hear camera rolling, lock down the set, and I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, I walked into the wrong set. So I like quickly pressed the door and just like closed, and then I went back upstairs, and that's the Van Helsing set. So it was a cool setting. Yeah.
Cool. Good.
Yeah.
All right. So then you had a more sizable role on Virgin River, which I watched the first season, really enjoyed it. I'm really excited for season 2. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your character on there and what that was like making that series?
Yeah, that was that's all of the 2nd season. So I'm not in the 1st season. 2nd season will come out in December.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm not in the 1st one. But my character works in the bar with Jack. I'm just a bartender waiter. I actually can't. I don't think I can say too much about my character. Kind of.
Right.
Yeah, I can't say anything about my character other than he worked at a bar with Jack.
Right. That's fine. Yeah. Was that fun to work on that show?
Yeah, it was. I think a lot of people thought of it as the Hallmark answer. I mean, the Netflix's answer to Hallmark TV shows.
Yeah.
Albeit a bit darker. Yes, they have like mentions of drugs and stuff like that. But it was a really fun set to work on. Sorry, my dog is just pawing everything. Did you watch the 1st season, right? You said,
I did,
Virgin River? What did you think?
I really enjoyed it. I actually watched it while I was taking down my Christmas tree on so I just binged it in that day. And I really enjoyed it. I love that kind of show. It's totally my type of vibe. And there were some things I had little qualms with it, but overall I really liked Alexandra in her role, and just the whole community feel of it. I really enjoyed. And
did you ever see Heart of Dixie?
Yeah, it definitely had a similar feel to that. Some of the drug stuff I didn't like. That whole, I don't even know what you call it, that whole kind of cult. That stuff I didn't love as much. I would have rather just stayed with sort of drama in the town. But I still really enjoyed it. I especially thought the whole plot with the woman having the baby and them finding the baby, that was my favorite kind of story arc, I think, of the 1st season.
Well, good. I mean, I think they expand on that in the 2nd season.
Cool. Good.
Yeah.
So your first project for Hallmark was Homecoming for the Holidays. And so was that fun to be on that film?
It was very fun, and it was fulfilling because I've been auditioning for like 7 years, and periodically I would audition for Hallmark, but I couldn't crack Hallmark. It's just it's a different skill set, and I just it was something hard for me to crack. So it was really fulfilling for me to actually be in a Hallmark show, and it's a totally different experience. It is more lighthearted, and just a fun set, and it's a Christmas movie, and I got to play with the dog. Like, the dog was my sidekick and stuff, so it definitely ranks up there as one of my favorite projects to work on.
Cool. Yeah, that was cute with the dog.
Yeah, what did you think about that movie? You saw it, right?
Yeah, I enjoyed
Yeah.
it. I mean, we were able to interview Laura and Steven, so that was kind of fun. But yeah, I thought it. I mean, of course, it follows a formula that we've seen, but I thought that particularly the whole dynamic of whether he should re-enlist or not, and that there was some emotion to that, particularly with his dynamic with his parents. And I thought that they had pretty good chemistry, the two of them. And so, yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a great experience. And it was my first time, first time working in a Hallmark movie and a Christmas movie and being able to work with the dog. So it was just, check a lot of boxes for me.
Yeah. Well, in any kind of time I get to hear Laura Osnes sing, that's a win.
She is a great singer, hey?
Yeah, she's the best.
Yeah. I mean, I followed her on her Instagram after we started working together, and I had no idea she was this good of a singer. At the same time, I just think that she's the perfect Hallmark girl to me. And I just, it seems like she should have been in more, or I'm sure she's going to be in more.
Yeah. Yeah. Because her first movie, I wasn't as big a fan of, but then this one, I felt like she really came into her own, and it was good. I enjoyed it. So, so you have coming up the Spring Fever movie, Just My Type.
We just played Bethany Joy's assistant. And they eventually, I don't know, I think due to their shooting schedule, they cut a couple of scenes of mine that where I would interact with his or her love interest. But I ended up only having I think 1 or 2 days on that, and I'm just her assistant. So
and was it fun meeting and working with Bethany?
Yeah, she was super nice. I mean, all these Hallmark people, they're just sweethearts. I mean, they pick them for a reason, they're just they bring energy to the set, and they kind of just dictate the flow of the shoot, and everyone's always great on Hallmarks as far as I know.
Yeah, great. Well, we're looking forward to it. I think it'll be a fun film. We like Bethany a lot. She's usually makes good movies. Bethany and Brett, that'll be a fun dynamic. Looking forward to that.
What's been your favorite Hallmark movie this season?
This season, this year, 2020 or?
2019, 2020.
Oh, yeah. So my favorite Christmas movie last year was Christmas Town with Candace Cameron Bure. I thought it was just about perfect as far as what you want out of a Hallmark Christmas movie. It had all the feels. It was sweet and funny, and she's the queen of Hallmark, so I really liked that one. And then I also liked last year, my favorite of the mysteries was the Darrow and Darrow series. I think is really well done, and so I really enjoyed that. But my favorite Hallmark movie of the whole year was called my favorite Hallmark movie of the whole year is called Love to the Rescue. That was I got to interview the writer, Sarah Montana, and she's a really, really cool writer, really good writer. And I just thought that Nikki DeLoach and Michael Rady had such nice chemistry in it. I thought the story was really cute. I liked the fact that she has a relationship with her ex that's like really unusual for Hallmark, and I thought it was a nice dynamic. And you've got a really cute dog and 2 cute kids, and it was just a really pleasant, sweet movie. And so that one was my favorite of all the Hallmark movies I saw.
Yeah, I mean they're getting a bit more edgier with their writing and stuff. I mean,
just
even
a little,
the movie that I was in, Homecoming for Holidays, the writer had told me that like my character that he wrote was probably one of the edgiest ones, and it was the first one they've ever addressed, PTSD.
Right.
So
yeah.
I mean, they're taking it lightly and stuff, but they're definitely trying to do some new stuff.
Yeah, which is good to see. You get some variety going on, and what else did I love? I'm really a big fan of the 2 one winter movies, One Winter Weekend and One Winter Proposal, and I'm really hoping that they have a third one because I really liked those. I thought that Check Into Christmas was really fun. Want one that's a little more silly, and there's a good one also by Sarah Montana called 2 Turtle Doves. with also had Michael Rady and Nikki DeLoach. That one was good. That one was a little bit more sad, but I liked it. And I loved Double Holiday with Christopher
Man,
Poloha.
most of these ones I don't even know. You're
Yeah.
so much more educated in Hallmark movies than I am probably. Do you have a
Yeah.
favorite Hallmark actor who you're like, I have to watch the movie every single time they come out?
Well, I mean, I have a lot that I really love. My favorite, I mean, Nikki DeLoach is up there. I really love her. She's great. Tyler Hines, I really love him. There's probably maybe my two favorite right now. But he seems to always make his movies better because he's in it. He just has so much charisma. So I really enjoy that. And yeah, so I don't know. We had so many movies on Hallmark last year, especially Christmas, and that they all kind of blend together a little bit sometimes. But
it's insane. I can't believe how they churn out these things. It's like ice cream.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
it's just like hundreds a year. It's insane.
Yeah. I also loved Twinkle All the Way with Sarah Drew on Lifetime. And she's definitely one of my favorites. She did a movie called Christmas Pen Pals in not last year but the year before that I just adored.
I think I have a friend, a fellow Asian friend who worked on that.
Cardi Wong.
Yeah, Cardi.
Yeah, we love Cardi.
Nice.
And I love that movie. I thought it was so good. So it's interesting. And so far this year, I really liked Love in Store. That one was fun. And as far as features this year, I think my favorite, what's my favorite feature film? I really liked Save Yourselves from Sundance. That was really fun. And I really liked the Shaun the Sheep sequel because I love animation. I thought that was really funny and really cute, and I love Aardman animation. They're some of my favorites. And so it's been interesting. I'm really excited tonight. I'm going to see the new Emma movie, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Which one's that?
It's based on the Jane Austen classic, which I love period pieces, and but it looks like it has a little bit of an edge to it, and a little bit of a different interpretation. It has Anya Taylor-Joy in it, and Bill Nighy, and
he's great.
I'm excited to see it. But what else? I liked the new Pixar movie Onward. I thought that was really good.
Oh, it looks good. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I really liked something to look out for that will be coming to Netflix. There is a documentary called Dick Johnson is Dead that I saw at Sundance. And it's all about her processing the aging of her father. And he's actually not dead, but it's kind of processing those themes. And her dad was the best. And it'll make you cry, this movie. It is just so touching and sweet. And it'll be on Netflix, I think, coming up pretty soon. So I loved that one.
You say that's a documentary, though?
It's a documentary, but there's like Flights of Fancy, I guess, where she sort of processes the idea of losing her dad. And there'll sort of be sort of this fantasy scenes. And it's very unique. I really enjoyed it. I think people will really like it. But yeah.
Dick Johnson is Dead. I'll look up for it.
And anyway, so there's lots of good stuff out there. And so we like to end our interviews with some fun questions, some fun, silly questions. So, okay, first question. What is the best ice cream flavor?
Salted caramel.
Oh, good. What is your favorite color?
Blue.
Okay, good. What music are you really into right now?
Taylor Swift.
That's right.
I actually do listen to Taylor Swift a lot, but I appreciate a lot of really good singers too. I think a lot of young people, like even Ariana Grande, I don't know, some people give her flack, but I think she's great too. Man, I can't think of anything else other than girly things.
Hey,
Green
good.
Day, I listen to Green Day a lot, and one of my favorite bands is San Diego band called Switchfoot. I don't know if you know them.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. Have you seen the movie Walk to Remember? with Mandy Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they soundtracked that whole movie, and I just fell in love with them back in that era, and they're like still one of my favorite bands. Anyways,
Cool.
sorry.
Good. Okay. What is your go-to date night food?
Steak or like maybe Italian, like pasta or something.
That's a good choice.
Mm.
Good choice. Okay. What is your go-to date night activity if you're going out doing something?
Probably just eating somewhere. I just, no drinks. I'm not a huge drinker.
Yeah.
I just like to eat food.
Cool. Good.
Yeah.
All right. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Okay. Beaches or mountains?
I think I like the mountains more, but I go to the beach way more often because I take my dog there.
Oh, fun. Okay. Suit and tie or sweats?
Suit and tie.
Okay. Oh, good. Most people pick sweats,
Really?
but I love a man in a suit, so that's good.
Oh man, I just splurged and bought my wedding tux the other day.
Nice.
Yeah, it's an exciting feeling.
So when are you guys getting married?
July 24th.
Oh, that's exciting. That's going to be really fun. So what is your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Yeah, very good. So do you have a favorite movie? You would say this is my favorite film.
Can I do 3?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So the oldest movie that I'd say like pre-1980s I like the most is probably The Godfather, which is when I watched it again. Forrest Gump is something I watch every single time it comes on TV. It's one of my favorite films. And then I think recent ones, I love the Avengers series. I think Endgame or Infinity War has a lasting impact on me. And I know it's great.
Yeah, I agree with you. I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Even the like bad ones, I still think are fun. Like they're not like, I don't think they made anything that's on like a Superman 4 kind of like, they've all been watchable in my opinion.
Yeah. And I mean, the whole process is just the most ambitious thing ever created. And it just, the way it ended and everything, I've rewatched it like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. And it's a long movie, but it doesn't feel, to me, it doesn't feel long.
No, not at all. Yeah.
I'm with you there. Do you have a favorite Avenger? Team Cap or
Iron Man.
Oh, you're Team Iron Man.
Yeah.
Very good.
Probably Iron Man.
I think my favorite, I love anything with Loki and Thor. They're my favorite.
Oh, I forgot about Thor. Oh man, I like Thor.
I loved Thor Ragnarok so much. I thought it was so good. It was so funny.
My dad doesn't like, he can't follow all of this, but he was bored one day, so he went to see Civil War by himself.
Oh yeah.
And he just said to me, he's like, I don't know what this movie's about, but I just gotta say, Captain America, he is too handsome.
Oh yeah. Well, he's America's soldier. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
A lot of fun to get to know you and get introduced to you. And so do you have social media that you'd like to share?
Sure. You can follow me on Instagram at Heng Donald.
Great.
So it's Heng and then Donald. Great.
Well, I will have that all in the description section. And so good luck with your wedding and with more roles coming up, hopefully. And hopefully be hearing more from you soon.
Yeah, great. Thanks so much for the interview. Yeah, thanks. Have a great day.
Okay, bye. I'd like to thank Donald for coming on the podcast. This was so much fun to get to talk to him. It's always fun to talk to the new excited talent and to hear their stories. And so let us know if you have any comments or questions, put in the comment section, or let us know on Twitter. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And please make sure you're following the podcast at Hallmarkies Pod and Hallmarkies Podcast, all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, all over the place. And if you're listening on iTunes, please leave us your ratings and reviews. And if you're listening on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. You can follow me at Rachel's Reviews, all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. So make sure to check that out. And please consider becoming a patron. It's how we do these great interviews with the support of our patrons. It helps us so much. And we also have our merch store with all kinds of fun Hallmark and Hardee's inspired merch. So definitely take a look at that. So thanks again to Donald, and we'll talk to you all later. Bye, everyone.